If you are anything like me, you spent the better half of the last year absolutely despising Drew. The writers built him up as this insufferable, arrogant villain, constantly throwing his power around, alienating his family, and acting like he owned the entire town of Port Charles. When Willow first pushed back, when she attacked him and nearly ended his life those first two times, a dark part of me actually thought that maybe that is exactly the price he has to pay for his ruthless actions. I know, it sounds incredibly harsh, but we were all so frustrated with his character's dark direction. But oh, how the tables have turned, ladies. Everything changed the moment Willow crossed the line from desperate self defense into cold blooded, calculated torture. The very moment Willow used that dangerous paralytic serum on Drew, leaving him completely locked inside his own body, my entire perspective shifted. I never thought in a million years I would say this, but I actually started to feel immense sympathy for Drew. Being trapped, unable to speak, unable to move a single muscle, while the woman who did this to you parades around town playing the saintly, perfect congresswoman, it is pure psychological horror. Meanwhile, the character I want to scream at through my television screen the most right now is Willow. Her storyline has dragged on for so long, and it feels like she is driving herself straight into a dead end. She has abused her power, manipulated everyone around her, and now the walls are finally starting to close in on her carefully constructed lies. Right now, the situation on screen is incredibly suffocating and tense. Willow is completely out of the paralytic serum that she used to keep Drew incapacitated. She has been frantically running to Jack Brennan and Nina Reeves, begging for them to find that missing black box at Windermere. She desperately needs the blackmail evidence against Drew because she knows she is rapidly losing control of the situation. And the absolute biggest threat to Willow's carefully constructed house of cards? Drew is starting to recover. Kai Taylor has already noticed that Drew is regaining his mobility. He is twitching his fingers, moving his legs, and Elizabeth Baldwin is actively pushing to expand his communication. Willow is absolutely terrified, and frankly, she should be. She knows that the second Drew can talk and walk, her life as a respected congresswoman and a free woman is entirely over. So, what is a cornered, desperate woman gonna do when her back is against the wall? If you ask me, Willow is far too smart to just try and murder Drew again, especially with Scout back in town and Danny Morgan hanging around. A third murder attempt would be way too sloppy, and she knows it would immediately point the police right to her doorstep. Instead, my insider leak suggests that Willow is about to completely change her tactics in the upcoming episodes. Rather than silencing Drew with physical violence or more drugs, she is going to try and silence him with emotional manipulation. I am hearing that Willow is going to completely reinvent the narrative and paint herself as the ultimate helpless victim in this entire horrific ordeal. Get ready for the waterworks, ladies, because the leaked script indicates that Willow is going to put on the performance of a lifetime. She is going to stand by Drew's bedside, tears streaming down her face, and she is going to blame absolutely everything on the escaped criminal, Jen Sidwell. She will claim that Sidwell manipulated her, threatened her life, and forced her hand to inject Drew with the serum. She will spin a tragic, heart-wrenching tale, insisting that she was nothing more than a pawn in Sidwell's dangerous revenge game and that she never, ever truly wanted to hurt Drew. She is going to use every single ounce of that innocent, sweet schoolteacher persona we used to know, begging for his understanding, his pity, and his forgiveness. It makes my blood boil just thinking about how manipulative she has become. But here is the absolute best part of this entire leaked storyline, the twist that is going to have us all cheering at our screens. Do you honestly think Drew is gonna easily fall into her emotional trap again? Not a chance in hell. Drew has spent weeks locked inside his own mind, with nothing to do but think, analyze, and plot his ultimate revenge. He knows exactly who and what Willow is. Now, the blinders are completely off. However, Drew is also incredibly smart and strategic. He knows that if he acts too hastily, if he shows his true fury and hatred while he is still physically weak and recovering his motor skills, he will just make himself a vulnerable target for Willow once again. He cannot risk her panicking and finding a permanent way to finish the job while he is still confined to a bed or a wheelchair. So, what is his brilliant counter strategy? I strongly suspect that Drew is going to fake it, He is going to pretend to believe every single word of Willow's fabricated, tear-soaked story. When she cries about Sidwell forcing her to use the serum, Drew is going to look at her with soft, forgiving eyes. He will play the role of the compassionate, understanding victim who just wants to heal and move forward. He will nod, he will offer her grace, and he will make her believe that they are on the same side again. If Willow wants to play the role of the pitiful victim, Drew is going to match her energy and play the role of the merciful savior. It is going to be a masterclass in deception from both sides, a twisted dance of lies. To imagine the phenomenal scenes we are going to get. Ladies, the tension in that hospital room is going to be thick enough to cut with a surgical scalpel. Both of them will be participating in this elaborate, sickening play, but each will be pursuing their own hidden, dangerous agenda. Willow will walk out of that room genuinely believing she has successfully manipulated him once again. She will think she has dodged a massive bullet, that her political career is safe, and that her dark secrets will remain buried forever. But the harsh reality? Drew is going to be secretly collecting every single lie she tells. He will be mentally noting every confession, every slip-up, and every piece of evidence she accidentally hands him while she thinks his guard is completely down. If you ask me, Drew is going to use this precious time to meticulously build an airtight, undeniable case against her. He is not going to rely on his old mob-adjacent tactics or physical violence to get his revenge. No, he wants to destroy her completely, publicly, and legally. He will wait patiently until his physical strength is 100% restored. He will wait until he has undeniable, irrefutable proof of her crimes, perhaps even secretly recording her confessions on his phone, or working with a trusted ally like Elizabeth Baldwin or Kai Taylor to document her suspicious actions. He is going to let her feel incredibly safe, let her climb all the way back up to her high horse, just so the inevitable fall will absolutely shatter her entire world. The climax of this storyline is going to be nothing short of spectacular, and it is exactly what we have been waiting for. The leaked script rumors point to a massive, explosive confrontation during sweeps week. Drew is not going to just yell at her in the privacy of a living room. He is going to bring her down in the most public, devastating way possible. He is going to hand all of this meticulously gathered evidence straight to Police Chief Anna Devane, or ADA Justine Turner. He will let the justice system do what it does best. Willow, who has spent months believing she was the smartest person in the room, who thought her tears and her saintly act could get her out of attempted murder and kidnapping, is going to realize way too late that she was the one being masterfully played. Can you picture the look of sheer terror on Willow's face when the handcuffs finally click around her wrists? When she realizes that Drew's warm forgiveness was nothing but a cold, calculated trap? It is going to be the ultimate poetic justice for this storyline. She stripped him of his physical autonomy and his voice, so he is going to strip her of her freedom, her political career, and her pristine public reputation. The woman who abused her power and is currently fighting fake hit-and-run charges is finally going to face real justice for her actual, horrific crimes against Drew. And the fact that Drew is the one orchestrating her downfall, using her own manipulative tactics against her to secure his victory, is just the perfect cherry on top of this dramatic soap opera Sunday. I am telling you, ladies, if this insider leak plays out exactly as my sources are predicting, we are in for some of the absolute best television General Hospital has given us in years. The dynamic between Drew and Willow has beautifully shifted from a brutal physical battle to a brilliant, high-stakes psychological war, and I am here for every single second of it. But what do you guys think? Will Drew's master plan work flawlessly, or will Willow manage to slip out of the trap at the last possible second? Do you think she actually belongs in a Pentonville cell for what she did to him, or does she deserve a second chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, let's get a spicy debate going, and I will see you all in the next update.